Ray, the Commish.
8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey guys, we're back and we're so excited. My Lord. This during this break, we just had a chance to just catch our breath and get caught up. But now we're going into overdrive. Look here, this session we're going to talk about the shutdown. Then we're going to talk about opening up as men. Opening up as men because we're getting ready to go into that love season, that Valentine season. Well, I know that Dr. Cedric Raphael got something to say about that, but we also want to hear from you. So if you're listening, just call in and we'll entertain your questions. And if you're on Facebook Live, please give us some likes, give us some love, and share so that we can be able to reach a larger scope. So this is the first hour is winding down, about 15 minutes. We got another hour to go. We're so excited and we're delighted that you're sharing with us.
Well, before we get started, I do think we need to touch on this government shutdown because it's impacting people in this area.
Yes.
As well. But I do want to, speaking of shameless plugs, I do want to put a plug in for an organization that I'm deeply involved with. It's something dear to my heart, and that's the Noggin Educational Coaching. It's basically what it is. It's a tutoring service from a nonprofit group, David and Danita Bailey. They poured their hearts into this. David left a prominent teaching career to put just all of his energy behind this nonprofit. And what it is basically is a tutoring services for kids, underprivileged kids that can't afford to go to Sylvan, or parents that can't or don't have the resources or the access to getting their kids the information and the help that they need to excel in school. Mm-hmm. So David and Danita have put their nonprofit together. It's noggineducation.com, but they've got a promotion that I want to plug that I think is great. If your kid qualifies for free lunch or reduced lunch, then we're giving away 12 free private tutoring sessions. If your kid qualifies for free and reduced lunch, then they qualify, or they could be in the offering for 12 free private tutoring sessions. So go to nogginfoundation.com for more information. That's nogginfoundation.com. Here's an opportunity. If you don't have the resources to get your kids some tutoring services, these are some of the resources. I have a saying I like to say that in this day and age, in 2019, we don't lack resources, we lack resourcefulness. So this is how we get things done. Education is important. There are opportunities for, even if you are not doing as well as everyone else, here's an opportunity for you right now. That's nogginfoundation.com. So Derek, let's take us into...
You are on the board of directors.
I sit on the board of directors. It's something I'm very proud of.
Government shutdown, gentlemen. How is it affecting the people, locally? What do you think about it? Where are we with that situation? How do we, deal with it right now?
First off, is it right? Is it moral? Is it something that in this enlightened age that we should even be dealing with? That because one person wants to take and spend money in a certain direction, it affects everybody's lives like that. That is kind of that's whack.
A person that was voted into a Democratic government, but acting like it's a republic, to be honest with you, because he's like a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum up there, and if you don't do this, I'm shutting down the entire government and sitting in that space at the cost of the voters who put them in, who are part of this, the nation from a democratic situation. So, I think it's, just, one of the things we talked about earlier is that sometimes we don't appreciate the light until we go through the dark. I think this nation needed a sort of a wake-up call to where it was. The evangelicals who voted this man into place, now they see he ain't acting Christ-like, and somebody who will sit up and pronounce, 2 Corinthians as 2 Corinthians, they don't even have a basis of spirituality. He said he's never, on record, he's never prayed for forgiveness to God because he don't think he has to. But this is the man that we put in charge, and so he's never served in a servant's role in government, and so he's basically
Dallas.
who he is. self-serving, and then as a
So
person,
we shouldn't be surprised at his
Not
actions
one bit.
or his activity.
Well, and you got a lot of people. I'm gonna tell you something. I have a lot of friends, and I get into debates because as I travel across the country, I get into debate. I'm in some very conservative areas. As a matter of fact, I had a spirited debate. I was in Des Moines, Iowa, all last week, and that's diehard Trump country. Nicest people.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh my God, these people. They all. Every time I'm in Des Moines, I have to send a shout out to them. They take care of me, treat me kindly. But our political views are different.
Yes.
And
they feel very strongly about their political view, and so
yeah,
we
but
have
it's
to be
kind of,
careful.
but it's kind of divided though. They don't condone the conduct. They don't. From what I've taken, of course this is a very small sample size, the number of people I'm with. They're not all about the shutdown. I mean, he made a decision to cause people hardship, bring them hardship because they don't have income coming in to pay their bills, to get food to pay, to just feel a campaign promise.
Well, I
You
don't
just
think
don't do it. You don't do it like that.
They are pandering. He's pandering to a base because he wanted to capitulate. He wanted to back up off of it. But then you had the hard line.
Rush Limbaugh, and they were self-serving as well.
Radio, just like we're on radio right now.
But-
Radio influences people, and these hardliners push back on him, and so to save face, when you got a bully on the playground, this bully has to look strong. He has to look like he's in charge. He has to do things that he doesn't necessarily want to do, but he's forced to do in order for his message, his images, his persona to be pushed forward. So he's found himself caught up in a situation that I don't really think that he wants to be in, but he's there. And in about a couple of hours, he's going to make a statement. I'm believing and hoping that statement is going to be, hey, we're getting past this little temper tantrum. We're getting past this little rift, and we're going to move forward and get people back to work and change people's lives. But, like you said earlier, this man has been democratically elected, and we have to deal with that first. But so now, everything that he's about, many people are not about. But he's entrenched himself and has to stay entrenched in order not to lose face.
Well,
at the cost of
Well, let
the
me add
citizens.
one thing. He can't be president for 30% of the population. He has to be president for all of the population. And he has to at least reach out and try to be president of everybody, all of the population, even if they don't agree with his points of views. And that's what's different and dangerous is he is promoting, hey, don't question
Maybe
what I'm doing
I'm
and
the
what I'm doing
smartest.
because I have the biggest and smartest brain. So don't question what I'm doing. Just follow the instructions that I'm
Do as
giving
you're
you.
told.
Yeah, just follow the instructions that I'm giving you. And anybody that agrees with us, then they're the enemy. They need to be put away. They need to be locked away. They would take their voices
That's bad.
away.
That's dangerous.
That's not what this country was founded upon. We need Republicans and Democrats.
Yes.
We need both. We need both sides.
Yes.
But we can't have, when you got somebody that's literally, on the edge where people don't even want to talk about politics because a fight could break out. Somebody could get shot, because it gets that ugly. Friendships break up,
Right.
because people unfriend you or stop talking to you
Yes.
Because you have
because
a different vantage point.
you're at a different vantage point. And especially when it comes to race, and here's what, let me tell you something. I tell a lot of my friends, and I have a broad, wide perspective of friends, and me extending friendship is not hard to do. I have white friends, I have black friends, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, Pakistani, all over. But my biggest problem, and I was sharing this with the people I was having dinner with this past week, with Trump and where the Republican Party is now, is that something about their messaging has brought out all of the white nationalists. They've brought out everybody that had the noose in the closet. Now they're bringing it to work and and trying to intimidate folks with it. All of the white nationalists. You got politicians coming out saying, "Hey, I'm a white nationalist." Well, maybe I'm not. Don't pay attention to the white part, but I'm a nationalist. But it's still the same type of messaging. So for people of color, where we're been in the struggle for social justice for so long, that's a very sensitive area and we can't ignore it. So for people that follow Trump and ignore all of the social issues that we're saying, hey, this is important to us, here's what I say. I don't think that everybody that follow Trump is no, but I don't think everybody is a racist, but I think they have a tolerance for racism. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah, and then what happens ultimately is that we have a commander-in-chief that his energy invites or puts you in an adversarial climate. So we're already at polar opposites, and then so the middle ground is never looked at because everybody is championing their own stance, and so we can never come into balance with one another, and that's the part that you see what good quality leadership when we have it. The strides that we can make, and when we are void of it, you can see the chaos it ensues.
You know, I've been very careful the last couple of years to stay away from any condemnation or any negative expression of this presidency, because there's the tendency for his blowback, for his pushback that can be negative and could cause issues. But Dr. King said this, and we're in the era of King. Dr. King says, the problem is when good people remain silent to the issues that are facing other people. It's easy to sit back in your ivory tower or in your little picket white fence and your neatly cut grass and say, well, it's not bothering us and it's those people. But when it comes close to home, I think as Benny said earlier, then it becomes an issue that we want to push back on. But now it really has come close to home. It's touching everybody's life because this shutdown. Okay, you have 800,000 government workers that are affected. But now, when they call
well,
in
you got another 200,000 or 300,000 that their jobs
is
and employment is dependent on those 800,000.
So you got a million plus workers. But now you got the air traffic controllers. So now that bottlenecks,
TSA agents,
that bottlenecks the airfare, the state, everything has come to a crunching halt. Now think about this: when we got when the Kaepernick issue was, you shouldn't take something so special like football and then push that agenda on there. The agenda should be you should go someplace else, and that's football, and
right.
You shouldn't do it. Was the same type of mentality.
Oh, you better say that.
Okay.
You see that thing. So now,
okay, I'm gonna leave that alone.
But to your point, you know, so now you shouldn't bring politics into the game of football. Right? And then, but he's bringing politics in a way of our form of living for government workers. And so it's this hostage play. So this is his peaceful protest, right?
Right.
This is his peaceful protest. But then, because we're not in a bully pulpit, we can't say anything. And so you see, it's good for the goose ain't good for the gander.
It ain't good for the gander because the gander don't want the goose to get it.
Okay. Boy.
So think about that. And nobody's mentioning that. It's like, okay, well, if you say something, and because you said it, that makes it real. And then everybody else looking at you like, well, that ain't real. But because it's the whole emperor and the clothing situation. But when I thought about that, I said, hey, look at this. He came down, or the institution came down so hard on Kaepernick, made him look like he was just a horrible human being because he brought out an issue that was horrible and horrendous. Yeah. You know, cops killing unarmed black people black male youth, for no reason. There's reasons, there's fear, there's all sorts of, but there was, nonetheless, it's something that we need to curtail. We need to get under control. And so now, all of a sudden, it's like Kaepernick brings that out, and it's like, whoa, that football's not the place to do that. You need to find a different way to protest it. Well, the same situation right here. It's like, okay, it's the immigrant situation, and this wall. We're not going to talk about the politics of this. We're not going to talk about the economics of this. We're not going to talk about all of the philosophy that's involved here because it's too deep for a 2-hour conversation. But what we do need to know that as men, there needs to be an avenue because this is stressing us. This is pressing us. This is causing concern, and we don't know how to express ourselves. We're going into work situations and interactions with other groups, and we don't really know what to do or how to adequately respond. So that's why the National Men's Prayer Call is here. We want to give you a place to pray, give you a place to have a message of personal growth and transformation that will help you to strengthen you so that you can deal with these type of issues in life. Even the R. Kelly issue. Now we have some other points we want to talk about. You know, this
Well, of course, I had another situation, and I want to bring this up because, you know, I have been watching Greenleaf.
Oh, I love Greenleaf.
And it was this
Racist case. Okay, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
So, in one part of the show, gentlemen, I had to kind of set this backdrop for you guys, is that the young Greenleaf pastor had got into a little issue, and at the end of the show, they had an issue with the daughter. The mom tells the daughter, "Don't listen to your father. He's not the head of the family. I am." Oh. And Dad just sat there at the table, right? And his because he had made some offenses and being a little womanized at one part from his past and got into a little trouble over there. But it was kind of interesting because I brought that subject up and I said, well, you know, I don't know what the writing or what the issue was, but it's always seen this emasculating of a man, or especially the black man in particular. And I brought it up to my wife, and you know, we kind of got a little conversation. And I was like, well, I think she was wrong. I said, at the end of the day, you know, this man's still the head of the household. And she said, well, he lost his right when he was doing X, Y, and Z. I said, well, he might have had an offense, but from a biblical standpoint, he still is the head of that family. I might have issue with Donald Trump as president, but I still honor the position of the president, of the seat.
Good point.
You know, and that's, you know, you do all your talking all you want. That's fine and dandy, but the Bible speaks on that for us to pray for those in leadership position.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's why I used to blast him more than anyone, because I thought that it was all stick anyway when he became president. I'm thinking that when he found out he was getting close, that somebody had to tell him, you know, this is going to happen. He go, you kidding me, right? Because I thought it was just all just a publicity stunt.
Right.
He wasn't serious. I'm serious.
Prepared.
He was not.
He was not.
He
prepared
was
to be
not.
president.
No.
He was
So
trying to-
that's why
he
I
was
look at
brilliant.
it from that standpoint of he didn't have any choice but to try to get somebody to help him. So when he went and got Pence, somebody that's at least has some substance, at least been in the government for a minute, that's what I thought. I thought, okay, I need somebody to help him. Somebody needs to help him because he is completely clueless. And that's why when you listen to what he said, I know about business. And you talk about this government shutdown, he said, I don't think you must understand. I'm a big negotiator. I'm gonna stand my ground.
Yeah.
He meant that. He's not talking about wavering on that. He can care less about what somebody
He's leveraging.
leveraging.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. And that's why I just say, Lord, let me just pray for him and the
Exactly.
people.
No,
And
that's a good point.
that's all I've been doing is just praying. Because you just said something when you're talking about, hopefully he's gonna be coming on talking about the government shutdown is over. Because these people don't have insulin. They don't have medicine. I'm choosing, should I take medicine or should I keep my lights on? I'm not sure. Okay? And these are not African American. These are white people that my heart goes out, regardless of the color. But for you to say, to look at something like this and then not say, come on, man, we have to stop this. This is foolishness. We shouldn't have to go through this here. Are you serious in this day and time? No. So that's my take on that.
Like Reggie came on back in at the end.
Hey, but we get ready for a break.
Yes.
Here's what I want to do. We do have a lot of people that are being challenged, and we did this earlier on the show. If you are a business owner, if you have a restaurant, if you have a food, a store, access to anything, if there is a federal employee that comes into your business, extend some help to them. You know, I know there are a lot of companies doing it. PayPal, and just for those who may not know, PayPal they're extending $500 credit, no interest, and they're actually lightening up the qualification rules as well. They're pretty lenient. Credit requirements. They're being lenient in that regard to try to help as many people as they can with a zero interest loan for $500. And you know, $500 for a lot of people go a long way.
Right now, they're going
And so we need to join that cause because that's the spirit of America. Let's try to help these, in spite of what's going on, in spite of these people in Washington, because they got to get it done. Everybody's at fault, Republican and Democrat, just for the climate.
Yes.
All right. So, but we still have to help these. We can't stay focused on that, but we don't try to help these people. So, if you're a business person, extend a hand to somebody that's a federal employee. Now, everybody ain't saved and everybody's conscience is not right. Make them prove that they're a federal employee. But if they can prove that they're a federal employee that's off work right
That's
now,
right.
let's help them. Buy them a gift card. Buy them some groceries. If you know somebody in your family that's a federal employee not getting paid right now, extend a hand. Churches, come up. Step up to the plate, churches, pastors. Mention this to your congregation. We need to help these people.
And right after the break, we're going to get back to the state of male leadership on the Commish show. Big shout out to Jesse Taylor for keeping us in line and taking care of
Yes.
everything for us. But come on back, everybody, and we'll talk about the state of male leadership after this.
That's better than State of the Union.
Yes.
If you're ready for some home style cooking, some real Cajun food, you need to visit Thibodeau's Cajun Cooking, 107 North Cedar Ridge in Duncanville, Texas. Some of the best Cajun food in town. They also have live